Hi, I'm Barry Sahasian. Today we're talking about powering up those seventh chords. A few weeks ago I did a thing on seventh chords and it was an exercise, real nice, and you can use that creatively, but basically that was just to get you moving up and down the neck in a pattern, repeating it over and over. This week I'm going to put examples together and I'm going to show you how to use them, and the benefit of it is you're going to learn the neck, you're going to learn to play a seventh chord all over the neck creatively. You're going to learn to extend the seventh chord further than just an octave, as well as many fingering options that will allow you to play the lines much easier with the proper fingerings and positions. So having said that, let's get started right now with example 1. So on this first line, which is a G7 arpeggio, and it's 2 measures long, so it's actually like 2 sections. You can use either of them to play on or improvise or whatever you like to do with these lines. And the first measure goes like this. That would simply go in root, 5th, 3rd, flat 7, back to the 5th. It's all played in position. Some of the other lines I'm about to show you will not be in position for good reason, which I'll explain at the time I illustrate. And then we have the second part, which goes 5th position, only because it's a little easier to play. And that would be root, going down to the 3rd, and then to the 5th, flat 7, and back to the 5th. Put them both back together. Now, you might want to try playing the whole thing in position just to illustrate how much easier it gets by changing a position. This happens all the time, and I always try to experiment with lines to see if there's an easier way of playing it, or maybe enabling the ability to add an extension to it or whatever. I'm looking for any advantage that will make the line better, and this is the way you can usually find it. If you just stick with one position, don't explore the other possibilities, then you're cheating yourself, I feel. Okay, I'm going to break down number 2. First of all, I'd like to point out it's only on 2 strings, and you have the root, the flat 7, the 5, and then the 3. And so, because it's only on 2 strings, you can play it from any string except for the E string. So let me go through it slowly. I'd like to break that line down now. It's a G7 naturally, and we're starting on 1st position from playing this. And then the next part of the line we move up to 2nd position and we play this. Once again, 1st position, G7, and we're playing the root to the flat 7. And then we play that, which is 1-3 octave flat 7. And I put the whole first measure together now. first position, second position. Now we're going to move up to the second measure, and we're going to be playing it in third position. And that would be octave, flat 7 in 5, and then third, root, and flat 7. And once again, you can play either of those. You can play either measure 1 or measure 2 by itself as a lick, a 1-bar phrase. And another idea I'd like to throw in is we can change that second measure by playing from the third first and then to the octave. So it's either we can also put them both together. Those are a couple of ideas you can play. Now let's include it in the 2-bar phrase. Okay, I reversed it and started from the third down to the root. And then we'll play it the other way. And so you get a couple of little variations that you can put together. Now let me play it without resting in between and explaining it. So there's a couple of ideas you can play around, and of course I encourage you to find your own, because you can't go wrong as long as you're playing those phrases like that, because it still sounds the same, and this is a method that many experienced bass players use when they're playing a repetitive line. So that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I ask you might please subscribe, like, comment, and I'd like to add that I am teaching virtually online if you're interested, and to have a teacher is a great thing if you can afford it, because the teacher observes what you're doing. When I teach, sometimes I see all kinds of things that need improvement on the people's lines that they really don't even realize they're doing, and it makes it sound so much better when the articulation is a little tighter, the time is more accurate, the technique is explored to make sure that you're getting the most out of the line. And until next time, and thank you again.